Yeah, so we knew this was coming as well. Avery Bradley, no longer a Los Angeles Laker. He's going to join the team that the Lakers played in the finals, the Miami Heat. Obviously, Avery Bradley was not inside the bubble. He opted to not make the trip. And, look, man, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I believe that played a part in Avery Bradley not returning to the Lakers this year. I mean, the Lakers won a championship without him. We ain't talked about that much, but, I mean, obviously because the Lakers won. But, I mean, Avery Bradley said he didn't make it the trip to the bubble because of his son. When you bring in family, I got to back. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. But, again, when you bring in family, you say, you know, something, you were concerned about your child, I'll back. But then it threw me off when Avery Bradley tried to mix in our movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, and say, we shouldn't be playing basketball. This ain't going to work. What happens when this happens? What happens when that happens? Okay, all right, Avery, if you don't want to go because of your child, fair enough. You don't have to go to the bubble. I get it. But then mixing in the movement, such an important movement in Black America, to me, it's like, okay, what is it, Avery? Do you just not want to play? What is it? Is it your child? Is it the movie? What is it? Because that sounded very Kyrie Irving to me, just all over the place, and it didn't make a lot of sense to me. So, I mean, look, that maybe left a bad taste in that Lakers' mouth. The moment he opted to not go to that bubble, I knew his time in LA was done. I knew if the Lakers won a ring, his time in LA would be over with, because, I mean, we showed we could do it without you. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope grew up. Rajon Rondo had a big deal in that. And then we understood that Anthony Davis has grown up and become a champion. And the Lakers can, you learned that AD is great enough to move around some of those pieces. You don't have to be stuck on a guy like Avery Bradley because AD is so great, because LeBron is still so great. You can move some of those pieces around, as you see the Lakers are clearly doing this summer. I kind of knew Avery Bradley's time in LA was up. He didn't strike me as a guy that was fairly close to any Lakers, so I don't see LeBron or Anthony Davis, either of those guys, going to bat saying, yo, we got to get Avery Bradley back in that Laker uniform. I'm pretty sure the Lakers are pretty good with who they got in return. Avery Bradley's not there, but you got Wesley Matthews. Is Wesley Matthews anywhere the defender that Avery Bradley is? Absolutely not. But when you got a guy like Anthony Davis down low, you can have lapses on defense because he's so good. If the Lakers are able to re-sign Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and that one's starting to get a little iffy, but if they're able to do that, the Lakers can still play some decent team defense. They will not be as good as they were last year on defense. I think Dwight Howard and Avery Bradley combined are big blows to their defense. Dennis Schroeder's not a good defender, but he'll listen. Wesley Matthews not a good defender, but he'll listen. You start putting some of these pieces together, this Lakers team could easily start to play really good team defense, similar to what the Milwaukee Bucks played last year. The Lakers just had so many individuals who could make plays on defense last year. It won't be that this year with Dwight being gone, and Avery Bradley could just essentially lock a guy up and take him out of a game. You won't see that this year, I don't believe, at least. But I do believe this is a team that could play some really good team defense with a lot of guys that go extremely hard on the basketball court. As we see now, Avery Bradley is going to take a 2-year deal with the Miami Heat. Around $11.6 million is the contract. He's going to join a team. And Avery Bradley is going to be a really good fit there in Miami, a guy that can take out any guard. If he focuses in, he can take out any guard. And, Jimmy Butler's a guy who now he can focus on taking out a forward. He doesn't have to worry about taking out a guard, which Jimmy doesn't mind doing, but he can focus on, I'm thinking about Brooklyn, right? Now the Miami Heat can match up perfectly with Brooklyn from the standpoint of, Avery can guard Kyrie Irving. And Jimmy can guard Kevin Durant. Can Jimmy stop KD? No. But can he be good enough? Yes. That is a bad matchup for the Brooklyn Nets right now. I'm serious about that, man. If that Nets team got Miami in the playoffs, that'll be a long series for Brooklyn if they're able to come out of that one at all. All right? What y'all think about Avery Bradley signing with Miami? I think he's one of those weird guys that'll get lost in Lakers history because at the end of the day, he did not make the trip to the bubble. He was a part of why the Lakers were able to get to number one in the West, but he wasn't the part, and he wasn't one of the parts. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this one in the comment box below. I'm out.